Hey everyone, it's Philip from GearDump bringing you a video to just give you an overview on what GearDump is and how it works. Gear is the backbone to the entire system. If you don't have gear in your system, then you can't build collections, bags, or trips. But what is gear? Well, gear are individual items, typically for most outdoor adventurists. These are sleeping bags, tents, a water filtering system, a bear canister. These can be individual things. You can, once you're in the system, you can kind of customize it, and we'll have some tips and tricks on different ways you can utilize the system for different things. But as you can see on my screen, we're under gear, and this is just a list of some gear that I've put in. There's no rhyme or reason. I just simply created a whole bunch of stuff so you could see. All gear items you can give names to, descriptions. You can link out to where you purchased, where that item's at. You can create, which I'll go into more depth in later videos. You can watch some how-to videos on how to do this, but all gear items will allow you to store the maintenance log if there's things that item needs, whether it's waterproofing it or fixing it or something like that. All items you can mark for replacement if that item needs to be replaced. You can assign categories, subcategories, and adventures to those items so you can quickly and easily sort and filter and organize the gear that you stored in the system. Those are not preset, those are things that you have access to. So when you're managing your gear, you can easily create and delete and edit all the categories and subcategories. You can quickly manage your adventures and add more or subtract. I mean, these could be people in your house, maybe they're dogs or horses or different animals or things that own this item. You could assign it and really become creative on how that works. You can quickly add items. You can get as detailed as you want by adding, prices and URLs and purchase dates and the weight of the items, which the weight is critical if you want it to flow through so you see how much weight bags are carrying. You can add images to those gear items. You can add some additional notes. There's a whole bunch of cool features there that you'd be able to do. If you are using this constantly to create more gear, you can quickly duplicate gear. We also have a really cool feature called import from CSV, so you can quickly follow these directions, and you would be able to, if you already have a list, let's say in Google Sheets or Excel, or maybe you're using a different software that you want to just export into a CSV, with very little work, you can kind of translate it into our system and import it so you don't have to do this manually one by one. Huge advantage when you're getting up and running and maybe you already have hundreds of gear items stored somewhere else. You can search your gear items, you can filter them, a whole bunch of different options for you guys on how to organize the gear. You can, of course, edit those items, all that different stuff. Now I want to jump to collections. What are collections? Well, we envision collections as really a configuration or a set of individual gear items. So as you're planning a trip, there's a lot of items that share commonality, whether it's like a cooking set or maybe your sleeping system or your clothes, or maybe it could be location-based collections. It could be items of similarity. This is really up to you and how you want to organize them. But collections, you can create as many as you want. Once you create a collection, you can add the different gear items that are in that collection. We give you the ability to add what we call additional items, which are just random things that are not in your gear list. It doesn't save to your gear, but gives you the ability to just remember, like, I need to add these things to this grouping of items for any trip. It calculates the weight, so it pulls in the weight from all the individual gear items and gives you the ability to quickly see what that weight is, how many items are in that. Again, you can quickly add gear through your list. If gear items are already in that collection, we identify those so it's easy for you not to duplicate those items. You can edit the collection after you create it. You could assign adventures to that collection. For example, if Jack is the one that owns this, I can assign it to him, so on and so forth. So this gives you the ability to kind of start breaking down those items and grouping them together. Bags are starting to really build the more complex things or groupings of items that you're going to be taking on, hopefully, trips as you plan. So once you've got all your gear listed out, and maybe you have a few collections you've created, but maybe you're ready to pack your bag, whether it's a backpacking backpack or maybe a camera bag, a day pack. It could be a whole bunch of different things. As you can see, I have a few random things I've created just to show you guys what it looks like. But essentially, you'll be able to give it a name, give it a description. You can assign a user. It also allows you to kind of put in a bag type, depending on what kind of bag it is. All the collections you add to the bag and all the gear items you add to the bag start giving you the ability to see the total weight of that bag. It also allows you to see what you need to take in that bag. And this could be collections or individual gear items. Or again, you have this really great way of just having random items. Like maybe you don't want to store your water bottle as a gear item in your gear, but you want to make sure that your water bottle is in your backpack or the bag. So you could just add it as an additional item and it'll be there forever as long as that collection exists. The other great thing is we've broken down this amazing little chart to show you how the weight is distributed between all your different collections and gear items. So this will give you an idea if you're conscientious about weight and that matters on your trip. You can see my water kit makes up a percentage. This, my individual gear makes up this sleep and shelter is making up 18 pounds of my total weight. So this gives you a really good idea on just seeing a visualization on what areas are taking up the most weight. And then you could hone in. I can go back to my sleep and shelter kit and see if there's ways I could trim it down or edit it. So those are bags, and you can create as many as you want. It could be, you could have multiple bag configurations for different trips. All right, guys, trips. This is like where the fun really starts taking place. You maybe are planning on an amazing adventure, whether it's maybe a day hike, it could be a big long backpacking or camping, or maybe you're headed out skiing or snowboarding or fishing. It could be a whole bunch of different things. But you're planning a trip and you create trips. We log them as your upcoming trips or your past trips based on when you're going to be going on that trip. Once you create a trip, you're able to go in, you can start adding the bags, any miscellaneous collections that you're going to be taking, any individual gear items that maybe need to be packed in the car, or just random items that aren't part of any collections or bags. Again, any additional items that you need to take on the trip that aren't already included in your bags or collections. These could be additional one-off things that you need to include. We also give you this great little historical weather, giving you an outlook on a specific day 1 year prior to the trip that you're going on. It gives you an idea on what the weather looked like for that time period. So it's just a great little reference. We don't intend this to be your main overall source for weather for your trip. Of course, there's so many better resources for weather, but this is just a good little touch base on what you're looking at. What the powerful part of trips comes in is you can now get access to the packing list. So once you create a trip and you add all your stuff, you can start going through as you're packing your trip, and you can get this on our mobile app when it's available in the App Store and Google Play Store. You'll be able to go through and as you're packing, check off any items that you're packing and make sure that in your backpack, you're making sure you're getting all those miscellaneous gear items. You're making sure you're getting all the collections that are in that bag. And here are the different collections, and you're properly checking off as you pack things. Then you can go through and make sure that you didn't forget anything. The best part about this is our system is designed to flow through. So if you add a new item to a collection or bag, your packing list will automatically be updated for you. So it's super handy if you found out you needed a new rain jacket. So you bought it, you added it to your gear, you added it to a bag or a collection. You come back to your packing list and boom, it's there for you. It's ready to go to make sure you include it when you're packing. All right, guys, the last thing is your dashboard. I know I kind of circled through a whole bunch of stuff, but your dashboard just gives you a quick high-level overview of what's happening. You can see all the gear items you have, your collections, quickly access those through this button, or you can do the navigation at the top, either way. But this is where it's really nice is you can see your maintenance log items, things that you have not completed when they need to be complete. So this is a great way to log in, see if there's anything you need to do before an upcoming trip. You also can see the gear items that you flagged for replacement. So this is amazing to be able to log in and make sure if you go on a trip and you come back and you say, hey, I need to replace this gear item, you can go flag that in your gear. Make sure that you have those items and you're not like overnighting them to get them to show up. It's just here and easy. And if you do complete it, you can mark things complete here, toggle it to signify that you've already replaced it. Whole bunch of many different things. Hopefully, by the time you're watching this, our mobile app, the Apple Store and Google Play Store, but we're working actively to get those launched so that once you create your account on our website, you'll be able to download the app and log in. So you need to create your account on our website, but then you can download the app, log in, and just start doing everything we talked about here, but in a native app. Super easy. We've got great integrations for using your camera, your photo library, and your phone to add pictures to different items in your gear. The packing list is super intuitive on the phone, which is great if you're going around your house and packing. You don't have to carry your computer. You can use your phone. So some really cool things coming up. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope this gives you insight into what GearDump is and how it works and all the amazing features. Good luck and happy adventuring.